Hey and welcome to the daily Arsenal news show. Let's begin with our daily news. Serie A club set timeline for potential Arsenal transfer. Fiorentina are claimed to have put a time limit on the potential transfer of Lucas Torreira from Arsenal. The Uruguayan midfielder spent the 21-22 season on loan with the La Viola, establishing himself as a regular in their first team, and it seemed almost certain that they would be taking up the option to buy. Much to the surprise of both the player's agent and our club, they tried to haggle over the more than reasonable 15 million euros fee and claimed that they do not believe he's worth such a price. Torreira's representatives were not believed to be happy with such comments, especially after the role he played in their team this term, and the talks ended badly, but Fiorentina are claimed not to have closed the door on the deal. Inside Football now cites La Nazione in claiming that they are willing to keep the door open for a deal to be done and will give him until the official end date of his loan spell at the end of the month. It sounds like Rocco Commisso has shot himself in the foot here, as the fee was more than reasonable for a player of Torreira's ability, and he now looks set to miss out on his signature. The player was happy in Florence, but is unlikely to be happy that the owner of the club claimed that he wasn't worth such a lowly fee, which is hardly the best catalyst for a strong relationship between the player and the club. It seems like the Fiorentina boss played hardball with the wrong crowd, and I'm sure we will be able to receive a fair fee for Torreira's signature this summer, regardless of the stance of Commisso. Fabrizio Romano claims Arsenal have agreed 5-year deal with Nketiah. Fabrizio Romano claims that Arsenal have agreed a new 5-year deal with Nketiah, a player who had been targeted by a number of clubs around Europe in recent months. The 22-year-old took his chance with both hands when Alexander Lacazette was absent, with illness heading into the final weeks of the current campaign, and he earned the right to hold on to that first team role after a string of fine performances, including starring against both Chelsea and Manchester United. We had worried that we would lose our academy star with his contract having entered into its final weeks of late, but thankfully, we now look to have tied him down to a new long-term deal. His recent form had even seen the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool linked with his signature, while he wasn't short of other clubs also believed to be on his radar, but we look like we can put the saga behind us and concentrate on our incomings with a replacement for Alexander Lacazette likely to be next on the agenda. Arsenal defender Omar Rekik attracting Lille interest. Arsenal have acquired the roster of youngsters coming through their Highland Academy. Under 23's coach Kevin Betsy turned aside battling relegation in the Premier League 2 to a title challenge this season. However, with the quality in the academy comes interest, and Arsenal are already seeing the potential threat of clubs sniffing around. Centre-back Omar Rekik has impressed since arriving from Hertha Berlin in 2021. The 20-year-old has already made his senior debut for the Tunisian national side and featured at the African Cup of Nations earlier this year. It's unsurprising he's on the list of a number of clubs. The latest confirmed interest party is French side Lille, according to RMC Sport. The Ligue 1 club have a good relationship with Arsenal after deals for Gervinho, Nicolas Pepe and Gabriel Magalhaes. They view Rekik as a player who could be a future star for the team. However, they will face resistance from both the club and player, who is very happy with how the club views him. Rekik spoke recently about the potential for him to be worth quite the transfer fee in the future. However, pointed out that Arsenal are serious about him. Of course, it would be a dream to be worth 60 million euros or even more, Omar said in an interview with Bild, because that would mean that I've made great athletic development, but sporting success is more valuable to me. I don't have a specific goal. If Arsenal had waited a few months, they would have got me without a transfer fee. Now, they have spent so much money on me, I want to repay that with performance. The club is serious about me, and I'm grateful for that. Arsenal not aware of club's action to block signing. Following the many reports from Brazil saying Arsenal reached a deal to the signing of Sao Paulo winger Marquinhos, we've seen surprising news this week claiming Wolverhampton Wanderers were taking legal action against the transfer. It was reported that Wolves claimed to have a pre-agreement signed by the player and therefore hired a law firm in Brazil to complain about his potential transfer to the Gunners. So Goal Brazil show up today with an update on the situation, claiming there is no awareness about the alleged deal with the Molinos side. It's claimed that the pre-agreement with Wolves is unknown by Sao Paulo, Arsenal, Marquinhos' staff, and those responsible for the talks between the Tricolor and the Gunners. Following the initial agreement for Arsenal's signing, it said intermediaries have been in London since last week to sort the last details and bureaucratic issues for the move. So, the transfer is claimed to be on, with the Gunners spending €3 million on the winger. As for whether Wolves will actually come with an official complaint about all this, it seems we'll have to wait and see. Arsenal sees competition drive up price for Bologna fullback Aaron Hickey. Arsenal must count up for Bologna fullback Aaron Hickey as increased competition drive up his price. Football London says the Gunners are eager to bolster their defense this summer, having missed out on a top 4 spot. Mikel Arteta and his staff have identified the left-back position as a key area to improve, with Hickey fitting the bill. Kieran Tierney has produced brilliant performances for the Gunners since arriving from Celtic, but he has struggled to stay injury-free for prolonged periods, while Nuno Tavares was acquired last summer but failed to convince in his debut season at the club. Hickey is a top target for the Gunners this summer, but they are set to face fierce competition for the 19-year-old. West Ham have entered the race for Hickey's signature, according to Gazzetta, while Brentford and Newcastle United are reportedly also keen. Hickey has been valued at £21 million in some quarters. Barcelona believe they will sign Arsenal target Ruben Neves. Barcelona believe they will win the race to sign Ruben Neves in a news that will be a disappointment for Arsenal, according to the Sunday Mirror. Neves could well be on the move this summer. He has already suggested that he may have now made his final appearances for Wolves. The Sunday Mirror reports that Bruno Lage is resigned to losing the Portuguese. Arsenal want Neves, and interestingly, the report claims that Mikel Arteta's man saw £35 million bid for the 25-year-old rejected during the January transfer window. But it seems that he may be heading elsewhere. Certainly, Barca believe that they are on course to secure his signature. The Sunday Mirror reports that the Catalan giant think they will land the £50 million rated Neves after a massive cash injection from Spotify. Barcelona have a good relationship with Wolves. The report appears to hint that they could be in talks over a swap deal involving Adama Traore and Francisco Trincao, and Neves could perhaps follow Adama to the Camp Nou. It would be a shame for Arsenal if they do miss out on Neves this summer. He is a sensational midfielder who could well continue to improve for some time yet. Mikel Arteta absolutely needs to strengthen in midfield over the coming month, and clearly Neves is a key target, judging by the reported £35 million bid during the winter. They will have other names in mind. Youri Tielemans was reportedly confident that he was heading to the Emirates before they missed on a place in the top 4. Signing either would be a superb bit of business from the Gunners as we look to take next step next year. Arsenal and Spurs set to battle it out for a proven Premier League midfielder. Tottenham Hotspur have emerged as contenders for Leicester City star Youri Tielemans, a player believed to be on Arsenal's radar also. The Gunners have been strongly linked with a move for the Belgian international in recent months, with him believed to be open to quitting the club in the near future. With just 1 year remaining on his current contract, this summer looks like a great opportunity to tempt his contract club into a sale, knowing fully well that they could potentially lose their star for nothing in 12 months' time. The Metro quotes ESPN in claiming that Tottenham now rank Tielemans amongst their main target this summer, which could well lead to a battle between us and our noisy neighbours, and the player will have to decide whether his priority would be to play in the Champions League this season or to potentially win trophies with his next club. I could understand why it would seem attractive to play under a top manager like Antonio Conte, but you can't be expecting them to win anything anytime soon, nor can you expect the Italian boss to still be around in another year or two. But what we are building on the red side of London is a long-term project which should look attractive to any serious player who are looking to join a top club. Arsenal could land a bargain buy after Bayern asking price reveal. Arsenal are believed to be keen on reunion with Serge Gnabry this summer and will have been boosted by reports of the asking price set by Bayern München. The German giants signed the forward from Werder Bremen back in 2017 a year after he had left North London on a permanent deal due to a lack of first team opportunities. We have since regretted our failure to bring him into the first team and develop him as we should have, with him becoming a superstar for a club and country in Germany. We could get the chance to bring him back to the Emirates this summer, however, with him seemingly unwilling to extend his current contract in Bavaria. It remains to be seen whether he would be willing to return to Arsenal this summer. But with Bayern claimed to be willing to sell for just 40 million euros, I struggle to believe that we won't at least enter into negotiations in an attempt to sign him. Gnabry has proved that he can be extremely effective in attack with a great goal scoring record from the wings, and he could well come in and take up the central striker role for our side also. Naturally, we are unlikely to be an opposite in our bid to sign him this summer, but he may feel like he has unfinished business with us, and the future certainly looks bright in North London at present. Gabriel Jesus' agent sets a transfer decision date as he considers Arsenal offer. Gabriel Jesus' agent Marcelo Pettinati has claimed talks with progress over the Manchester City forward's future after the international break in June amid rumours linking him with a move to Arsenal. The 25-year-old has been subject of transfer interest from the Gunners, as Mikel Arteta looks to bolster his attacking options this summer. Jesus has been tipped to make the £25 million switch to North London following Erling Haaland's arrival to City, which is set to limit the former's minutes even further. Tottenham are also reportedly interested in signing the Brazil international, who has scored 95 goals in 236 games since joining City, in a big money move from Palmeiras in 2017. Pep Guardiola, however, could be keen to keep Jesus at the club if Raheem Sterling decides to leave, while Riyad Mahrez has also been linked with a move away. When speaking about his player's future, Pettinati told Freddie Paxton that Jesus' future will be decided after Brazil face South Korea, Japan, and Argentina next month. He said, "At the moment we are understanding all the projects, so right now isn't the time to say anything. Things will advance after his time with the national team." After helping City win the Premier League last weekend, Jesus also spoke about his future and where he would like to move to next. He told ESPN Brazil, "About my future, it's still uncertain. I have a contract with City and I have already expressed my desire to the City people and to my agent. I have in my head a very clear idea of what I want." I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.